idea of the direction you're going in?
No, I don't really.
Coming up on NFL Primetime, who'll take control of the AFC East? In Miami, the Pats battle the Fish. The Colts look to annihilate the Eagles. The Jets are looking for an upset against Buffalo. Which 5-4 team will take charge in the NFC East? The New York Football Giants go to Washington to try and skin the Skins, while Emmett looks to emerge for the boys in Cardinal country. Can the Rams sweep the Niners for the first time since '80? Can the Lions sweep the Pack for the first time since '91? Can the Seahawks get a rare win in KC? All the games on NFL Primetime next. Hello once again, everybody. I'm Chris Berman along with Tom Jackson, and welcome to NFL Primetime. As we did on the morning, let us be the first, hopefully, to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. And a lot of divisions, Tom. It's
Log Jam.
Coming up on NFL Primetime, who'll take control of the AFC East? In Miami, the Pats battle the Fish. The Colts look to annihilate the Eagles. The Jets are looking for an upset against Buffalo. Which 5-4 team will take charge in the NFC East? The New York Football Giants go to Washington to try and skin the Skins, while Emmett looks to emerge for the boys in Cardinal country. Can the Rams sweep the Niners for the first time since '80? Can the Lions sweep the Pack for the first time since '91? Can the Seahawks get a rare win in KC? All the games on NFL Primetime next. Hello once again, everybody. I'm Chris Berman along with Tom Jackson, and welcome to NFL Primetime. As we did on the morning, let us be the first, hopefully, to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. And a lot of divisions, Tom. It's
Log Jam.
Yeah,
You said it.
Can you say log jam?
I can say Log Jam.
You know what else we can say? Like the old days, like way back when you, in 1983, Week 9. I believe you were a ball player for
That's
the Broncos
right.
then. Pretty good one. That's the last time until this Sunday and this weekend that all the games were played outside. We like it.
Yeah, we like it. Now just play them all on grass and we'll be set.
Well, we're getting it one,
One at a
progress,
time.
one step at a time. And I'll tell you what, a game outside and a place outside, Arrowhead, one of the toughest places to win. The Chiefs are undefeated at home this year, 4-0. And Seattle, 16 of the last 17 times they've come into Arrowhead, they've lost to the Kansas City Chiefs. But these are not your father's Seahawks. These are the Seahawks of Mike Holmgren going up against Gunther Cunningham. And Tom, what does Gunther like to do on offense?
Well, we know he likes to run the football first and foremost. Donnell Bennett up the middle of the football field. And most people don't think this is real imaginative, but this is consistent running. Again, Donnell Bennett for another 9 yards, and then Donnell Bennett taking it into the end zone on the same play, just outside the center off the left guard.
Well, he's had an asthma problem, so he's tired. He had an asthma problem there with all the carries, but he would be okay. All out blitz by the Chiefs, but look at the pocket awareness of John Kitna. They send the Kitna and Caboodle after him, but he dumps to Ricky Waters. Touchdown, Seattle leads 14-10, second quarter. Third quarter, it's 17-13. Kitna. Deshaun Dawkins on the slant, and he's gone. 45 yards, 24-13, Seahawks. Remember, they won in 1990 there, and they hadn't won since the early 80s there before that. Play action, Chiefs not done, though. Elvis Gerback, Derek Alexander, 26-yard pickup. Second down and goal. Later in the drive, it's Bennett. I told you he'd be all right. 4-yard touchdown, 2-point conversion fails, so 24-19. 3.5 minutes to go. Look, what is that, Tom, a power eye?
It's a power eye week.
Ricky running Waters. 45-yard pickup down to the 5. And is Ricky fired up? Hey, remember when they didn't have a rushing touchdown forever? On third and goal, they give it to Ricky. His third touchdown of the day, along with 107 yards rushing. And the Seattle Seahawks have gone into Kansas City and have distanced themselves from the entire division. They've stopped that losing streak. They beat the Chiefs 31-19. Remember, they lost opening day, which means they've won 8 of 9. They've won 5 in a row. Meanwhile, Kansas City has lost 3 in a row to fall back to 5-5. And this is a major, major hurdle for a franchise, Seattle, which hasn't made the playoffs, which is the last time they won the division since 1980. Going to Kansas City and and win it by 12.
Well, all about Mike Holmgren, a great adjustment in terms of his game plan. Went in there and put the onus on Ricky Waters in that running game. You heard Chris mention the 107 yards rushing. He had 67 yards receiving and the 3 touchdowns. But I think that when you start talking about Mike Holmgren, it's more than numbers. You're talking about a team that hadn't gone into Kansas City and won since 1990. So now he has instilled confidence in this ball club. They can go and do things that they haven't done. They beat Green Bay and Green Bay, beat Kansas City and Kansas City.
And he's got a young quarterback to play with a lot of poise. Kitten that just picked off once on the afternoon.
Yes.
And remember, Joey Galloway only caught 1 ball. They've just scratched the surface offensively, and they are 8-2. 3 up on the Chiefs, 2.5 on the Raiders pending Monday night. Well, the Jets, could they get 2 wins in a week in the division? And speaking of divisions, the AFC Central, Steve McNair wanted to help Tennessee lead. Carolina at Cleveland. Earlier this year, one of the classiest men in the NFL, George Seifert, went to San Francisco to beat his old team and Carmen Policy. Now he's going to try and beat Carmen now that Carmen and Dwight Clark are with Cleveland. Steve Berline and Timmy Biakabatuka, and after about 4 years of waiting to see this, he's finally taken down at the 1 to get 135 yards of total offense of the game. And then former Niner, bar none, William Floyd had a pair of 1-yard runs. That's his first 2 touchdowns of the year. 10-3 Panthers at this point. Look at the touch here by Tim Couch. Definitely over the head of his intended receiver and into the hands of Brent Alexander. I mean, we like Couch, but that one didn't look good, and it cost him. 20 seconds left in the half. Berline to Wesley Walls. 17-3 Panthers. Then watch this play. This is right out of Keystone Cops. Couch trying to make something happen. Whoop, 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 whoop. Then the Panthers. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Then the whoop. Then the whoop. Then whoop. Then it's the no whoop. I think you get the picture. Yeeks for Chris Palmer and the Browns, who they can't win at home. I mean, they can win on the road, but they can't win at home. They lose at 31-17. Steve Berline is over 2,500 yards passing this year, and we told you about 2 touchdowns for Floyd.
Well, and the 21 of 27 for Steve Berline, so the throwing percentage is exactly what you want from your quarterback.
He may be, along with Johnson and Warner, the 3rd NFC quarterback in the Pro Bowl. Meanwhile, Eddie George and the Tennessee Titans, they are 4-0 at home. One of 3 teams going to the weekend still undefeated at home. Cordell Stewart with his team down 7-0, scrambles. This is a nice play. Finds Troy Edwards in the end zone. And look at Edwards. And the dunk is good, too. 7-7. Next drive of the Titans. Steve McNair has not looked great, but the Titans have been winning since he's come back. The play-action pass to perfection to Joey Kent. 24 yards. Same drive, and McNair on the quarterback draw.
Yeah, great athleticism once he decides to leave the pocket. There it was a planned run, but here he takes this, again, a planned run using his athleticism, and look at him ignore his body and get into the end zone.
That's his 2nd rushing touchdown of the game, Tom, and look at the play again.
Yeah, again, he is basically a fullback or a tailback who has the ability to play quarterback, and once you get him outside the pocket, good things are going to happen.
3rd quarter, it's still a 14-7 game, and Cordell Stewart, he's got to see this coming up the middle. Now, eventually, by the time he realizes what's going on, he's either going to get sacked for a safety or intentional grounding for a safety. The jaw out. Ooh, we haven't seen a jaw like that since Don Shula was really upset. 16-7 is the score. What? The dump pass just intercepted by Kenny Holmes. Cordell and the Steelers fall. And they've been 4-1 on the road, but the Titans now 5 for 5 at home. Tennessee is 8-2 as they beat the Steelers by the count of 16-10. And among the things they do well, I mean, this wasn't a scintillating game offensively. 5 more sacks for Tennessee, Tom. That's 22 in the last 4 weeks.
And a commitment to the run by Coach Fisher. The 21 carries, 83 yards for Eddie George, but he had another 10 carries from Steve McNair as well, 32 total.
When we return on NFL Primetime, sometimes the littlest guys are the most important ones. Tampa Bay in a low-scoring game with Atlanta, and the Pack trying to get off the schneid at home against first-place Detroit. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Bucs have clawed their way back in it, looking for offense. But offense early from Tim Dwight. Boy, he just has the motor running all the time, Tommy. Takes the handoff following a Trent Dilfer interception. 10-6 Falcons at the half. Chuck Smith rushes in, hits Dilfer's leg. He would limp off. It was a 3rd down play. He never missed a snap, although for a while it looked like he would. It's a 10-6 game late 4th. Martin Gramatica for his 3rd field goal of the game from 50 yards. Good. The rookies cut it to 10-9. And then, while he exults, next couple series, here's Trent Dilfer with 3 minutes to go on 2nd and 8. and he's learned some.
Well, a couple of good decisions by Trent Dilfer. They're under pressure. He doesn't throw the football away. He's going to go up and get something positive, gets 9 yards there. Then you watch him here. He realizes he's in field goal range. This is a third down play, 3rd and 8. He goes back. He's not going to take the sack. He gets rid of the football, throws it into open space, gives his team a chance to score.
But with 1 minute to go, he couldn't afford to take any sack because it's a 53-yard attempt to take the lead by Gramatica. It's Gramatica correct. He drilled it. 53 yards. Tony Dungy exults. But Atlanta's got one chance. It's only 12-10. It's a blackjack game. Hit me. So they do. It's in and out of the hands of Winslow Oliver. Donnie Abraham. It's Abraham, Martin, and John all the way to the end zone. 47 yards. The Bucs with a late field goal and Abraham Sealer. His first touchdown. He's been one of the fine defensive backs. He hadn't scored before. Tampa Bay beats Atlanta 19-10. And at 6-4, the Tampa Bay Bucs are now tied for first in the NFC Central, and Trent moving on a little bit.
Even though he only threw for 140-plus yards.
Meanwhile, the Lions came into the day in first place in the NFC North. Could Green Bay lose 3 in a row at home? Brett Favre and the Packers have struggled in the end zone. We saw it this morning on NFL Countdown. Bryant Westbrook breaks up a pass. Pack settled for a field goal, although he was all over Schrader, Tom.
We see interference calls so often. Watch what Westbrook does to Schrader here, and he never gets the call. So, you know, a lot of times it's a mystery as to what the officials see.
So twice in the red zone, the Pack can only get a field goal at 7-6 Detroit. Gus Frerotte starting for an injured Charlie Batch. Touchdown to Jermaine Crowell, who had a big day. He had 8 for 112, and the Lions lead 17-12 at the half. But in the second half, first bad news, real bad news for the Pack. Antonio Freeman, a hit from the helmet from Mark Carrier. Leaves the game with a concussion, does not return. Next play, Favre for Corey Bradford. Not a catch, but an interference penalty on Terry Fair. It was unfair. 41-yard penalty. Next play, you like this after you have a team back on its heels a little bit, Tom. Favre to the end zone. And Bradford makes this tremendous catch. The Pack end up getting a 2-point conversion to make it 20-17. Favre ecstatic. Bradford with a big catch, and Bobby Ross wanted to challenge it.
Well, what a great catch by Corey Bradford, and you have to get the help of the guys upstairs if you're Bobby Ross. Corey Bradford right here going to bobble this ball a little bit at first with one hand, but he clearly brings it in, gets it into his body, and has control before he ever rolls out of bounds. So the challenge cost the Lions a timeout.
So the score now 23-17 late third. Frerotte is picked off by Fred Vinson, just overthrown, and Vinson returns into Lions territory. The Lions with, 4 times as many penalty yards as yards in total offense in the third quarter. Fourth quarter, Favre out of his end zone, so he's feeling it. A little more rhythm in the second half. Favre to Bill Schrader, 35 yards. They chew up the clock. The Lions eventually down to about the 6-yard line, but they were down 9. They couldn't convert late. And so the Packers end up winning it 26-17 to even their mark at 5-5. And they did it just in time because with Green Bay, they knocked Detroit now back into a tie for first place with now 6-4 Tampa and idle Minnesota. Dorsey Levens more in the air than on the ground, but 146 total offense yards.
Well, yeah, he had 99 yards receiving. He had the 10 catches. And anybody who watched Sunday Countdown this morning heard the Packers talk about missing Mark Chmura in the short passing game. So hopefully they found a guy who can do that in Dorsey Levens. He also had 43 yards rushing. But the main thing, Brett Favre had a good day. He didn't throw any picks. First time in 6 games he hasn't thrown any picks. And I'd venture to say when Brett doesn't throw picks, the Green Bay Packers are going to win.
4 of their last 6 are on the road, so this is really a must-win for the Green Bay Packers. Let us say something here. Brett actually got penalized the second time for that throat thing. You saw Ricky Waters do it. You see players doing it in college and pro football. Cut it out. It's not needed in the NFL. It's not needed in real life. There is a part of being an athlete that you are a role model. Nobody wants to see it. It doesn't help your team win games. It helps you look like a loser. Can we stop it now and just play football? It's one of the worst things that we have seen on the field in a long, long time. When we return on NFL Primetime, Edger and James. Boy, can anybody stop the Colts? The Eagles are the latest to try. And big games in the AFC East. New England at Miami. Sunday Night Football on ESPN, the team with the best record of the NFL going into Week 11, the Jacksonville Jaguars at 8-1 at home against the New Orleans Saints with a 1-game winning streak. For highlights, here's Rich Eisen.
Don't look now, but Ricky Williams stood as the NFC's 4th leading rusher going into Sunday, on pace to rush for 1,283 yards, which would be the 3rd highest total in Saints history. But Not enough to earn him his much publicized bonus. At any rate, Sunday night, Ricky faced the miserly defense of Jacksonville, which had allowed just 36 points in his previous 6 games, a feat last accomplished 8 years ago by the New Orleans Saints. Ricky on ESPN Sunday Night Football, his first nationally televised professional game. He had a good one. However, the Saints special teams did not. First time Reggie Barlow touches the ball, and he just takes it to the house. 74 yards. Jaguars up 7-0. Jacksonville up 14-7. Second quarter, Saints in the move, as was Ricky Williams and Willie Rofe ahead of him, bulldozing away and leaping over Rofe as Williams' first career touchdown. We're tied at 14. Williams would add another later. 24-17 Jaguars. Third quarter, 1st and 10 on the Saints 46. Wide open Jimmy Smith. Nice juggling catch. A monster night for Smith. 9 catches, 220 yards. The Jaguars win 41-23. They allowed a season-high 23 points, but they scored 41 in a game for the 3rd time this season. Mark Brunell passed for a season-high 351 yards and 2 touchdowns. Ricky Williams, nice game. 19 carries, 94 yards, the 2 touchdowns. Jacksonville's 7-game winning streak is the longest current streak in the league, and the Jaguars own the league's best record at 9-1. We can only ask nicely. Will you please watch our Sunday Night Football game next Sunday? The Falcons and Panthers come your way at 8:15 Eastern, right after prime time. Sunday Night Football on ESPN. Falcons at Panthers. Back to you, Chris.
For the Indianapolis Colts, can anybody stop this team? I mean, they were 3-13 the last 2 years. But Jim Morris, Colts, with a 5-game winning streak coming into Philadelphia. Edgerrin James could go all the way. And you get him near the goal line, you're just not going to bounce him out of bounds. He's got such power, Tom. 17-0, 2 touchdowns for James. We're in the first quarter.
And that allows the Colts defense to put some pressure on. First, it's Chad Bradsky. Then it's Larry Chester. It's Ellis Johnson with the recovery of the fumble. So once they get you down, they then can attack the quarterback.
And Donovan McNabb saw more Colts. Look at Belzer come in.
Yeah, Jason Belzer coming off the edge. And Donovan McNabb going to fumble the ball. Mark Thomas going to recover for him at the 10, put him in scoring position.
And here's what happened, Tom.
Well, look at Kevin Turner. There on the right side. He's coming all the way down the line, looking for the guy that he's supposed to be blocking, Jason Belzer, to his far right outside. He just couldn't get there. They call that dual protection for a lineman. It's an impossible block for a running back.
Well, McNabb had won his first start last week, but minus 24 yards, first 5 possessions. Meanwhile, Manning to Harrison following a miscue, 27-0. It's 30-3 at the half. Then, first possession, third quarter. Watch the play action by Peyton Manning. And what a fake, Tom.
Well, if you're a defensive back, you don't see the football, Chris.
This is the little guy, Terrence Wilkins, who scored touchdowns 4 different ways this year. This is the conventional, the pass reception for 80 yards, 37-3. And a rare sight. Oh, my God, it's Steve Walsh might go into the game. Peyton Manning, after 1,590 straight snaps, gives way to Walsh. The little screen pass to Keith Elias from
Princeton.
And it picks up 6 yards. So Peyton Manning, for the first time ever in his pro career, in his year and a half, actually watches somebody else play quarterback. And the Indianapolis Colts are 8-2. Remember, the young team blew leads to the Jets in Miami. They could be 10-0. And Tommy, this was a spot for them to, quote, struggle a young team
I think they got the possible MVP of the league right now playing quarterback for them.
455 yards of total offense and defense, making turnovers left and right. And as we go inside the numbers, I mean, it's just another almost 200-yard week for Edgerrin James. 199 yards in total offense, giving him in 4 straight weeks, 205, 199, 180, and 199. Now, he replaced Marshall Faulk. Remember, they got a 2 and a 5 for Marshall, who last year led the NFL with over 2,200 yards from scrimmage. Can you believe that Edgerrin James, the rookie, is ahead of Faulk's pace from last year? It's not like Marshall's having a bad year with the Rams either. But yowza, they got their man in Edgerrin James.
Inside the Numbers is brought to you by Visa, the official card of the NFL. Log on to ESPN.com for more Inside the Numbers.
While the Colts are winning to go 8-2, could the Jets be as spoiler as they were on Monday night? They played Buffalo. New England trying to get off the mat, as is Miami.
When it comes to traditional luxury, it's anything but more of the same. Introducing the all-new 2000 Bonneville. When supercharged, it's one of the world's most powerful sports sedans. More luxury. More attitude. The all-new 2000 Bonneville by Pontiac.
Hungry? Grab a Snickers. Peanuts, caramel, and chocolate. That ought to hold you. Hungry? Grab a Snickers!
Toughest division by far, the AFC's Buffalo and the Jets. Big winners last week on the Jets for the second straight week, going with Ray Lucas. Vinny Testaverde trying to help him. Lucas Monday night won for the first time as a starter since his Rutgers days. But look at him avoid the pressure with Bruce Smith wrapped around him and dump it to Keyshawn Johnson. 18-yard pickup. Same drive, second quarter now. Lucas buying time, and he can do this, Tom. And he's trying to make something happen.
Well, we talk about pocket presence and the guy making positive plays, and that's what Bill Parcells loves about him.
7-0 Jets. The Natalie-clad Bill Belichick's defense. Second quarter with 10 minutes to go, and they register a huge play. Doug Flutie, first in trouble by Ray Mickens off the corner blitz. Then it's a fumble. Eric Obagu from
Irvington, New York.
falls on it, and it's 14-0, the Jets. And then Flutie makes a miscue at the other end late in the second half of second quarter, picked off by Victor Green.
Well, he wanted the tight end, Bobby Collins, to come back to him. You see in motion right there. That is exactly what you said, miscommunication between receiver and quarterback.
And then Keyshawn Johnson let him throw the damn ball. It's incomplete to Wayne Corbett, but he really winged it. 14-0, now it's 17-0 third quarter. Finally, Buffalo making something happen. Doug Flutie, whirly birds. Look at the jump pass. Like a shortstop from in the hole to Peerless Price. First NFL touchdown, 17-7. Under 7 to go. Jets on 4th and 1, and Curtis, my favorite, Martin, is stopped by the Bills. Bill likes to gamble on 4th down. Now it's the Bills gambling on 4th and 2, and look at the play Flutie makes and runs upfield for 20 yards. Then he tries to make some more happen. Whoop, and that's enough. And the ball is booted out of bounds. It goes out of the 22. 4 minutes later, first and goal. Flutie, what happened? Jason Wiltz has it for the Jets in one of the most bizarre. Look at doink, doink off the back of John Fina, doink into the hands of Wiltz.
Sometimes things just go your way.
And so the Jets make the big plays near the goal line, both on defense and on offense. The Bills could not capitalize on their huge win over Miami last week, so they fall to 7-4. And maybe, although the division is so tough, maybe, just maybe, the Jets, at least in their minds, feel we're more than spoilers. We're alive at 4-6. Brian Cox says, hey, this one felt good.
Basically, this is the only team that really kicked our ass. So to come back and play as well as we did and get the victory, it just, makes you feel good, because it's like as a kid, you get a guy that whoop your ass once or twice. If you don't go back and face that person, he gonna keep whooping your ass.
So the Jets, who gained only 208 yards on offense and only 64 rushing on 23 carries from Curtis Martin, beat Buffalo because they made the big plays and Buffalo did not. And Wade, you know what? Let's rethink it. Go back to the sweater. I'm allowing you to go back to the sweater. Meanwhile, the Patriots, off their hangover on Monday night, don't face Dan Marino. They face Damon Heward, who led Miami to a huge comeback in Foxborough earlier this year. Chad Eaton recovers a pitch to J.J. Johnson, and 2 plays later, a rare sight, Terry Allen in the end zone running.
Well, Terry Allen up the middle of the field, and those are the kinds of holes that you really haven't seen in the running game for the New England Patriots.
Drew Bledsoe picked on what a great year Sam Madison's having. He dollies his way upfield for his 6th interception of the year, sets up a moderate field goal. That kind of day for Bledsoe. Then Miranda Godson. Look, I mean, we know he's an athletic sort.
Well, physically, he's so much bigger than the corners that are covering him. Right there, it was Steve Israel, and right here, it's going to be to Bucky Jones. But again, his sheer size makes him a guy who is available to the quarterback on those kinds of short passes.
And then Heward, who is mobile, finds Gadsden between defenders, both the quarterback and receiver, making nice plays, 10-10. Third quarter, same score. They fought the law. The law did not win. Gadsden outleaps Ty Law, 17-10 Miami. After a J.J. Johnson touchdown makes it 24-10 Bledsoe. Late third to Sean Jefferson. Moving on up. Burns T-Buck, 68 yards, 24-17. New England back in it. Late in the third, Willie McGinnis charging. Trying to play ferocious, sometimes a little bit too much. And on this play, it appears, although there's so much blood after the game, they couldn't tell. Broken nose for Heward, carted off. Zolak, Z-O-L-A-K, Zolak, playing against his ex-mates. But meanwhile, this one off Simmons' fingers. Brock Marion picks it off. Bledsoe makes the tackle out of frustration. That was not his fault, Tom. This was to Jason Taylor.
Well, misread of the screen. Jason Taylor does a great job of reading what's going on behind him, falls back in the screen. Drew Bledsoe doesn't see him.
That leads to a field goal, so now down 10. Bledsoe trying to make something happen. Jerry Wilson makes the pick. 5 different Dolphins with interceptions. Not since his rookie year in '93 has Drew Bledsoe thrown a 5-interception game. Pete Carroll's Patriots have lost 2 in a week. So even though Buffalo lost, they remain 4th place as they fall to 6-4. And Miami keeps pace with Indianapolis atop the division. They are 8-2. And Tommy, this AFC East, it doesn't get easier. There's a big game in this division every week. And the Jets now, not only spoilers, but a team that feels that they're in it, as we said. Is there a recurring theme here?
Well, running the football. Bill Parcells goes against the Buffalo Bills, who have done a great job of running the ball lately. He did a better job today of handing the ball off to Curtis Martin, which leads us right to Miami and New England. New England does not try to run the ball to 13 carries for Terry Allen, not enough to be consistent in that running game. So that translates into pressure on Drew Bledsoe. And yes, he threw 5 interceptions, but if you're a front 7 and you don't respect the run, then you're going to come after the quarterback.
So the Jets win with 208 yards in offense. Miami wins with 229 yards of offense. So how long will the Parcells hangover hang with Bledsoe? We saw the Holmgren hangover hang with Favre for 3 games. Late games coming up when Primetime continues.
Hank here's been selling hot dogs for over 20 years. He remembers when they were under $1.
Ain't much you can get for $1 now.
Unless you dial 1010-220. Then all calls up to 20 minutes are only 99 cents and just 9 cents a minute after that. I told you, remember?
I thought you had taken too many hits. But then I dialed 1010-220. And Doug is right. I dial any day, any time. And I could talk up to 20 minutes for only 99 cents. Thanks, Doug.
Hey, anything for a pal.
Great. Hey, can you sign this for me?
Sure.
1010-220.
Are you ready for the drive of your life? The high-octane ride of the season. If you only drive one game this year, make it Test Drive 6. Test Drive 6, Fall 99.
In a game the NFL has been waiting for 25 years, Ravens at Bengals. 17, it wasn't bad. Stu? No, I'm sorry. Third quarter, Tony Banks pump fakes, hit Patrick Johnson, 25 yards, 24-14. Bengals next possession. Jeff Blake looking for Carl Pickens. Dwayne Starks. Ball hung up there, and Starks legs it in the end zone. Strutting at 43 yards, 31-14. They're Ravens. So the Bengals led 14-0. Now it's 31-14, Baltimore. Craig East picks it up at the 13. I'm not going to do it. Make some moves. Make some spins. Boy, it's a great couple of close call blocks. Good. Go all the way. But there's a flag on the play. Kyle Richardson blocked in the back by Tremaine Mack. But Phil Luck gets cruised at the flag. That we didn't mean it. And it's 31-28. The Bengals trail, then Blake for Tony McGee. With just 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter, incomplete, but interference. So first and goal, the Bengals could only get a field goal. We're tied at 31. So instead of the touch, the field goal allows Baltimore's Tony Banks to hit Aaron Pierce and then to set up Matt Stover for 50 yards. It's good. So it's 14-0 Cincy, 31-14 Baltimore, 31-all with the Bengals at the 1, but they only get a field goal. And the Ravens win it 34-31. Quote this highlight, nevermore. Banks threw for close to 300 yards. Blake threw for 3 touchdowns. Bruce Conslett 2-20 his last 22 games. Hey, after 17 straight losses to the 49ers, the Rams trying to sweep San Francisco. Steve Stenstrom and Terrell Owens. Just play sum up both teams, Tom. Terrell Owens with about a 40-yard pickup when he's hit by Billy Jenkins at the fumble. And Devin Bush picks it up, and we go the other way. Mariucci says, oh, my God, I've seen this all year. 3-0 Rams, Charlie Garner.
Watch J.J. Stokes here. Just take a look at the blocking. They've always been noted, the 49ers, for great blocking by their wide receivers. He gets one guy. He moves. He gets another guy, chops him down, and a large Charlie Garner to get a 30-yard gain down the field.
And then memories of the old days. It's Fred Beasley. Beasley. He scores, and the Niners lead 7-3 to the enjoyment of Steve Young. But it's the Rams year, and Kurt Warner, quarterback, drum. And then they fear no evil here, setting up a first down. Warner rolls out, hits Isaac Bruce for his 5th touchdown against San Francisco this year, his 11th TD of the season. 13-7 third quarter. Stenstrom tipped by DeMarco Farr, picked off by Mike Jones, and along came Jones. 44 yards, 7th return touchdown for the Rams this year. So after the Niners had an early lead, St. Louis goes on to beat him 23-7. Just one touchdown pass for Warner that gives him 27 on the year. Marshall Faulk ran for 126. Bruce caught 11 balls. Hey, the St. Louis Rams at 8-2 are in the division making a mockery. They are, 4 up in the NFC West. My God, we're not even at Thanksgiving. We return atop the NFC East. Who will come out on top?
I know what you're thinking, you and her, right? Huh, wrong. Hello? You look like you're shaved with a belt sander. Stubble hurts, Wolf Boy. You need Panasonic Sonic Shaving. That's 13,000 RPMs of pure speed and power for clean and close. Clean and close, baby. Panasonic Sonic Shaving. Now you're up to speed. I love helping out the kids.
Welcome to OnSale.com. Going sideways. Folks, this is the Cyberbaiter. It guides you through the computer store inside your computer. 11th floor, where the biggest computer brands are always on sale. Virtually speaking. Going diagonal, auctions hard to find items, and the Love Lounge? Whoops. Someone's mouse is wandering. Remember, at OnSale.com, we're computer focused.
Now we go to the NFC least. 3 teams started 5-4. Emmett Cast, on his other hand, well, how's he going to carry the ball, Tommy? First quarter, 21-yard pickup, which sets up a Cowboy touchdown, 7-0. So it's Jason Garrett against Dave Brown. And Dave Brown, well, here's good pressure from Dallas.
Well, these athletic ends. First, you're going to see Greg Ellis, and then you see a linebacker, Dexter Coakley, come in and put some pressure on the quarterback, and this is what they've been able to do of late.
Brown, the flip back from Adrian Morello. Oh, those tricky Cardinals. 21 yards to Rob Moore. They had 55 yards in the first half, but 69 on this drive in the third quarter, and they take the lead. So it's 13-7 Arizona. Emmett. Well, they faked the end around those tricky Cowboys. 15 yards. Emmett at 127 yards. You got to give him the nod. The only one of the triplets playing. But the Swami's cousin, who had a better day than the Swami, Kwame Lassiter, stops Emmett. No first down on 4th and 1 at the 9-yard line. After they take an intentional safety because they didn't want to punt the Dion, they punted Dion because it's a safety. And Scott Clair only has the one bar, the Joey T helmet. 21 seconds to go, 4th and 2. Again, Arizona on 2 fourth-down plays, deep in their territory, hold the Cowboys. And here's what's amazing. At 4 and 6, Arizona is right back in the hunt with Dave Brown. The defense has come alive. They beat Dallas, Tommy, 13-9, despite the fact that they threw for only 115 yards. Giants, Redskins, both teams coming in 5-4. Jim Fossil, Norv Turner. Both guys with big decisions. Stephen Davis, who had 3 touchdowns in a half an hour in the first meeting, which Washington scored 50 points. 15 touchdowns of the season, 7-0 Skins. Ensuing Giants possession. Oh, those tricky Giants. It's the flea flicker. Kent Graham. Hey, picked off by Darrell Green in the end zone. He has 49 interceptions for his career. And although on paper this wasn't a smart move, he's Darrell Green, and that's fine. 10-3 late second quarter. On the one, Stephen Davis fumbles and Keith Hamilton recovers. both teams keeping each other in the game.
Well, you can see Jesse Armstead in the backfield before the play ever got started. It looked like Stephen Davis had his head up on Armstead rather than getting the football, but you can see the play was botched from the very beginning.
Graham's slight concussion. Kerry Collins played a late second quarter, looked good. He's hit by Marco
Coleman.
Picks up the loose ball, 42 yards for a touchdown, 20-6 Skins. On 3rd and 16, the well-dressed Amani Toomer catches the pass from Collins. Charles Way scores. Giants down by 7. 4 minutes to go. The Giants look good, and the Collins fumbles. Kennard Lang recovers. 5 Giant turnovers. Washington could have blown them out in the first half. They didn't. The Giants then could have come and tied it. They couldn't. They could have stopped Brad Johnson here. They do on 3rd down, but look at the bottom of your screen. A late hit by Percy Ellsworth, jumping on Jensen, hits a penalty, keeps the drive going. I got to tell you, this was a battle for first. Both teams kept both teams in the game. Eventually, Washington won it 23-13, and they're the only team in the division above 500 at 6-4.
But at least the Washington Redskins have that offense, and they have Stephen Davis going with the 33 carries.
For 183 yards for Stephen Davis. When we return, Bears, Bolts. It was so good we had to go extra time.
When it comes to traditional luxury, it's anything but more of the same. Introducing the all-new 2000 Bonneville. When supercharged, it's one of the world's most powerful sports sedans. More luxury. More attitude. The all-new 2000 Bonneville by Pontiac.
Subscribers to ESPN the magazine, like Marcus Camby, really look forward to each issue.
Where's my magazine?
Get 26 issues for $1 an issue, and this fleece pullover is free. It's a warm, roomy fleece pullover with an embroidered ESPN the magazine logo.
Hey, man, that's my ESPN the magazine. Go order your own.
Call now for ESPN the magazine and free fleece pullover.
Didn't you remind him to get gas?
Me? You're the smart one.
Now what?
Relax.
We'll call
Tim. He owes us a favor.
Use 1-800-COLLECT. It'll save him $1 or $2.
Gotcha. 1-800-COLLECT.
Need a lift?
Oh, yeah, baby. Yes, ma'am.
We don't accept rides from strangers.
We do now. Yes, we do. Use your head. 1-800-COLLECT.
Save $1 or $2.
Or 3.
Bears at Bolts. And you know, Dick Geron's Bears have been competitive. As a tough loss last week to the Vikings. They've been very impressive. Every quarterback on San Diego is an ex-Bear. The one who started was Jim Harbaugh. Here's a 2-yard pass to tight end Junior Seau. Nailed by Ricardo McDonald's, his first career reception for number 55.
Well, and Junior Seau took a big hit, but the thing you love about Junior, watch him here, he's going to do a nice job of playing tight end, sliding to the outside, takes this big hit, helmet high. Junior bounces up, he's all fired up to get back into the huddle.
The Chargers actually led it 10-3, but Jim Miller to Marcus Robinson. Cuckoo, Mr. Robinson, 38 yards. We're tied at 10. Curtis Enos runs over Michael Dumas for a 3-yard touchdown. The Bears lead it late third, 17-10. Harbaugh to Chris Penn. And he catches it down to the 34. On 2nd and 10, down 20-17 in the fourth. Harbaugh to Jeff Graham. He crackers his way out of bounds after picking up the first down. 3rd and 7 from the 10. Harbaugh to Graham. Oh! He drops it in the end zone. Watch the replay.
Bad place.
Oh, man. John Carney, Sheila McCray. They tie it with a field goal. It's 20-all. We go to overtime. Miller, long to Robinson. Great catch. He's a big target. They're in field goal range. Chris Bonio. Good. It's good. And the Bears at 5 and 6. I know they're in last in the NFC North, but they're just a game and a half out of first. Meanwhile, the once 4-1 Chargers have lost 5 in a row to fall to 4 and 6. So in overtime, Chicago wins it.
Primetime Players is brought to you by 1-800-COLLECT, the easy way to save.
Tommy, we don't normally do kickers, but the man that holds the NCAA record with a 65-yarder, Martin Gramatica, correct. 50 and 53-yarders in the fourth quarter essentially gave Tampa Bay the big win against Mike Gameball.
And a big day for Ricky Waters with the 24 carries. He got a $107. He had TDs both rushing and he had one receiving. What an outstanding day.
And for the theme, a recurring theme this year,
Yes.
for the 5th time this year, a team of the bye, Minnesota, has worked their way into first place. Amazing. You know what we were all dreading? The St. Louis-Indianapolis Super Bowl?
Looks pretty good now.
Let's go. It'll be great. For Tom Jackson, I'm Chris Berman. Thanks for watching.
NFL Primetime is a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Proud to be celebrating our 20th anniversary. For more, log on to ESPN.com, part of the Go Network, go.com.